What is up, my geeks? It's Dos back here at the workbench, and I have a, believe it or not, negative review we're going to do today. Because a few weeks ago, I bought something, and I thought I was going to, I thought it was going to be great for me, and practicing blending and color mixing and all these cool ideas that I wanted to practice that I had in my head, for some projects, some of which are on the table, like the Mutalith Vortex Beast, which is going with the Mastersons army for Warhammer 40k. I'm actually really happy how this is going, except for the base. The base did not turn out how I wanted, so that's got me some work. So, what did I buy? What I bought, if you didn't figure it out, is I bought a wet palette. Now, I already have a wet palette. I have the Mastersons Stay Wet Handy Palette. This old thing. I've had it for like 6 years. It has done me no wrong. This thing is fantastic. So I was like, okay, I'm going to upgrade it because this is only like a 7x8. And I'm like, I need some more space. I need more practice area because that thing only takes, if you're, mixing colors, you can only get like maybe 5 or 6 colors on it at a time if you're really trying to, do a lot at once. So I tried to upgrade and go for the Mastersons, 9x12, because I thought, oh, that's going to be great. I can practice doing multiple kinds of colors. I can practice my glazing with it at the same time. Worst buy on Amazon I've ever freaking made. So angry about this. I bought this thing for 40 bucks, came with extra paper, extra sponges, and thinking I was going to get a nice, wet palette. No, I got a piece of junk is what I got. This thing, if you cannot tell, infuriates me for multiple reasons. Let's start off with the size, okay? First off, this thing is huge. I was assuming, and mind you, through the pictures, I was getting just enough space to do the palette and the sponge. It's nice and deep, kind of. It's not as deep as the Stay Wet, 7.5x8 that I have. And then it's got this row of tray, this little removable tray area with these cups in it, which is a waste. I didn't want that, but it came with it. And then it came with, let's see, 30 sheets of acrylic paper. Also junk because it takes forever to get that wet, and you have to properly treat it to do it right. The sponges are too big when you get them, and you have to cut them down. So the sponges are not what they're advertised as. These are supposed to be advertised as by 9x12. They actually come as 9 3/8 by 12. So you have to cut off the 3/8 inch for it to fit properly in the palette area. Mind you, mine is shrunk because I let it dry out. But you fill them with water. It's going to take up that whole space. There's no other extra room for it. And because I live in Texas, my paints dry out pretty quick, even on a regular wet palette. So I normally, in my white one, my white, small, wet palette, I use 2 sponges. Can't do that with this one. There's not even enough room for that and the paper. And then, the piece that infuriates me the most is the design of this lid. Now, I'm going to compare this lid to the smaller one that I have. Now, let's look at the small one first, okay? The small one has this nice little, ledge and a tab, so you can easily just pop it off, reseal it. No problems. Could it be a little tighter? Yes. Am I happy with how it works? You hear that snap? Sealed. This thing, one, ugly yellow. Ugly freaking yellow. But I could never get it to seal. Ever. It's got this groove all the way around it, where if you want it to seal, not only do you have to pick up the whole palette while it's full of water and paint, and hopefully your colors don't go sloshing all over the place, you have to sacrifice a goat and pray to whatever god you believe in and hope that it seals on the finest ledge. This ledge, all the way around. Not once in the 2 weeks that I had it could I get it to seal. And trust me, I freaking tried. I tried. I ended up getting so mad at it, I chucked it across the room. I chucked it. I said, forget it. This is not worth the headache. I'm wasting paint. I'm wasting money. This thing is the absolute worst. So I went back to my little Mastersons wet palette, and I started scrolling through. After leaving a scathing review on Amazon saying, hey, people, don't buy this thing, even though it's got like 2,000 some odd reviews on it. Mostly, oh, I got a good one. Nah, you're lying, bro. I'm... You see my anger. You see my anger with this. So I went back to using my Mastersons wet palette. Scrolling through the internet, I found a new wet palette that I'm going to try. Primarily because it is endorsed, sponsored, and somewhat made by a miniature painter known as Squidbar. He's from Denmark. And it's from Redgrass Gaming. They're a pretty reputable supply company for miniature painters. So I got their Everlasting wet palette from Redgrass Gaming. This is their XL edition. You can get it on Squidmar's website. It is a little pricey. It was $55 and well, $65 if you count shipping because it's coming from Denmark. Got to pay them, you know, import taxes and whatnot. But it's cool because it not only did it come, you know, with this, it also came with this nice sealing band, which I think is kind of cool. And because they use a very patented way to do things, they not only use what are called membranes, which are actually reusable, like up to like 3 or 4 times. They also sent extra sponges or foam. I don't know what they call it. Hydration foam pads is what they call them. So I'm going to give it a shot. It's got to be better than the overly large square yellow pizza of a freaking palette that I bought from Mastersons on Amazon, which I'm just going to give away and probably chop up the sponges and use them for my smaller one. I just got to do the dimensions again on the small palette, which I think is like 7.5 by 8. But yeah, you can see my frustration. Do yourself a favor. Do not get the Mastersons extra large wet palettes. They are trash. They are a waste of space, and they are junk. Until Mastersons changes that design, goes back to this little tabby pull system that they have on the 7.5 by 8 one, the white one that I showed you, ignore them. Go with like Redgrass Gaming or anybody else. Because anybody else will be better than Mastersons at this point. So, I'm done with my rant. I'm sorry you guys had to hear that. I hope y'all are doing well. It is voting season here in America, so if you guys are here in America and you're old enough, I hope you guys are registered. Go out and vote. Make your voices heard. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm going to let you do your own research and make those decisions on yourself. So, till next time, I will catch you guys back here at the work desk with some projects. All right? Peace.